lead the team to a drive down the field to win the game. And
Are
that's
you
all.
really sure clutch situations or messed up by the other quarterbacks? Let's move on then to our next topic.
Alrighty. So Brock Purdy, what is he more than a game manager, or he is just a system quarterback and nothing more?
Well, I think that both game manager and system quarterback could be the same thing. You probably mean, like elite or good enough quarterback versus a game manager and it's a system quarterback. And I do think that he is a system quarterback. The San Francisco offense has been a proven offense where if the quarterback is accurate enough, they can be good. The Mike Shanahan offense that has always been originated with this has always been, you know, they have been quarterback efficient, and they require anticipatory skills because Jimmy G was successful, and now Brock Purdy is on his way to. So I think with the talent that he has with Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, no quarterback can mess up. He has an elite talent around him, Brandon Ayuk, and their offensive line. So yes, I do think that Brock Purdy is a system quarterback, game manager, because there's been several occasions, for example, against the Browns, when some of his players got hurt, Brock Purdy struggled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's the same games you've been seeing, Pedro, because I know on your side you're thinking that Brock Purdy is on his way of being to elite quarterback.
Look, I'm gonna push back on your analysis real quick, is because we've seen other quarterbacks be in that game in that system and not do well. Trey Lance did not do well in that system. Was not
Trey
accurate
Lance
enough.
only played 2 or 3 games.
2 or 3 games was enough to not to know that he wasn't going to be good.
You
Uh,
don't know. You don't know. He got hurt right away. Actually, I think he only played 1 game.
he played from what I see, he played 2 games and he got hurt in the third.
Okay.
So he's not a he wasn't he was not going to be the guy. Uh, Once Brock Purdy took the role, they simplified the game plan a little bit, but at the end of the day, yes, you are correct. Once you have elite talent like McCaffrey, when you have Brandon Ayuk running routes, you have Kittle as your tight end, you have an all-star offensive line. You can't go wrong. But at the end of the day, someone has to be able to go out there and put those passes where they need to be. And we've seen him in clutch situations go out there and lead the team to a drive down the field to win a game. And
Are
that's
you
all.
really sure clutch situations or messed up by the other quarterbacks? Because on the Green Bay game, and we had videos on it on our previous videos, the reason San Francisco won there is because Jordan Love in the second half messed up. And then in the NFC Championship game, we talked about it. What is that helped San Francisco win? It wasn't mostly Purdy. It was just dumb mistakes by their head coach.
Mhm.
Brock Purdy just took advantage of it, but he was not the main reason why San Francisco
No,
won.
no, he doesn't have to be the main reason why San Francisco won. Look, we've all seen it, Alfredo.
But you're saying he got his team back. No, he didn't.
Look, when you're in a system, when you're in a system where you are the quarterback and everything, and you have all star talent around you, like you just said, you can only come up to their level. They are helping you. They're getting you there. But he is the you're telling me is the question is he a game manager?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, he's a little bit more than just a game manager, because we saw Jimmy G succeed. We didn't see Trey Lance succeed. He didn't play well in the
Well,
game we saw him. He didn't
when
play well.
you have talents surrounding you, of
Mhm.
course you're gonna show great numbers. Look at these numbers against real teams. When he struggled, the games that he did, and I'm gonna tell you here, when the game against Cleveland is a top defensive team early this year. 125 yards, one touchdown, one interception with a 55.3 quarterback rating. And then against Seattle, also he didn't have his full squad. He had 209 yards, one touchdown, 86.7 QB rating. And then on the worst game of the year against Baltimore, the number one defense in the league this year, zero touchdown, four interception, 42.6 quarterback rating. In the playoffs, 252 yards, one touchdown, zero interception, 86.7 QB rating. In the NFC Championship game, 267, one touchdown, one interception, 89.0 QB rating. Does that speak great, good, like a very good quarterback, or just a game
He's
manager?
he's better than a game manager. He's not a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's not a great quarterback yet, but he will get there. And I'm telling you that he's more than a game manager. That's why I'm telling you that you're incorrect.
So you
Because
think?
there are plenty of game managers that we've seen throughout the game not make it to the Super Bowl, not make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they don't have him a stacked team like he has. I bet if Jimmy G would be the quarterback, they would have been in the same position.
I don't necessarily think so, because Jimmy G is efficient, but he also makes bonehead mistakes as well.
So you think Purdy is better than Jimmy G?
At this moment, yes, because also you have to remember Jimmy G is good, but the problem is availability. He's been hurt constantly in the last few years, and the times that he's not hurt, now we saw that he went to another team and he wasn't the answer. He wasn't the answer.
Yeah, but same thing you do with Purdy. You put Purdy in another team, and you're probably not going to get the same performance. Like honestly, I have to see more from Brock Purdy. I think he is been the benefit of this system, and I think that his team will demonstrate. If he struggles or at least one of the player gets hurt, he's gonna struggle.
Just talking about that, then we're going into the Super Bowl with a stacked deck. How many? I don't see very many injuries on the San Francisco side, from my understanding. Let me take a quick check in there when it comes to their injury list. But San
No,
Francisco,
they're good to go. There's no injuries.
there's no injuries. Oh,
No.
that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Look, I don't expect Brock Purdy to be the reason why they lose at the Super Bowl. So that's why automatically I have to give him more than a game manager. Like, look, if we're gonna talk about game managers, we got to talk about Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's a game manager, but he's an elite game manager. Of the game managers back in the day when he was with the Ravens, he was an upper echelon game manager. Wasn't great. He himself put him in another system. He would not do well, but he was just enough to win that Super Bowl. And it wasn't because of him that they lost. And that's what I think is going to happen here in this Super Bowl.